Hello and welcome to Route 28, making right turns on US 1 because nobody wants to be wrong. Okay, I guess it's official. The Commie Mamdani is now mayor elect and will soon take office as mayor of one of the biggest cities, no, the biggest city in the country. New York. I don't know. Is it still the biggest city? A lot of people have already left. Um, just a just a quick note. I'm a driver, and I pulled up to an intersection yesterday. I was second in line, and there was nobody next to me on either side. And in front of me, I was on a 3-lane road. In front of me, in the left-hand lane, was a car with a California plate. The car in front of me had a New York plate. And the car in the right hand lane had a Massachusetts plate. I'm not sure what that says, but I drive a bus in the free state of Florida. So there you have it. Anyway, so the Commie Mamdani is mayor elect. They did it. They actually elected this guy mayor of New York City. I've been following the news. I've been hearing what some people have been saying about this whole thing. And basically, I've come up with pretty much three common reoccurring concepts. The first one is New York just isn't hurting enough. I mean, how much crime do you have to endure? How much inflation do you have to endure? How much misery overall do you have to endure? I don't know. But whatever New York has suffered so far, it just hasn't been nearly enough. And I think, you know what? There might be some truth to that. Of course, the second one is the illegal immigration, and if you can't get the people who live there to vote for you, bring in those who will. And of course, New York was expert at doing that. So, of course, illegal immigration has a major role there, and eventually, I hope that will get cleared up. But until such time, hey, New York, you voted for it, you got it. And the last thing I would like to touch on, but kind of with a tangent, and it's education. And for probably decades at this point, especially in liberal states like California, New York, New Hampshire. Well, I don't know about New Hampshire, but probably New Hampshire too. Even though it might have been slow to the parade. However, or slow to the starting line. But the whole Northeast, the whole left coast, education, and I'm not just talking about college. We've been ignoring K through 12. I mean, the teachers' unions have prepared our elementary school system, our grade school system, to supply the higher education institutions with these complete and total zombies. And here's a case in point. One of the things that I have noticed is that Thanksgiving is beginning to disappear everywhere. Go into your stores, you'll see it's just not as it just isn't even there. It's already Christmas. I remember when I was a kid in elementary school, I went trick-or-treating as a pilgrim. And the reason I went as a pilgrim was because I was in my Thanksgiving Day play, which the whole school went to the auditorium to watch, probably an hour in the day. I remember being in the play, and I remember having the costume, and I remember using that costume for Halloween. Now, I think that's a great idea because, I got 2 uses out of 1 costume. However, do schools even have Thanksgiving Day plays anymore? Do they? I know they don't teach the basics of what Thanksgiving was all about. And Thanksgiving, the American Thanksgiving, is uniquely an American holiday. It's all but disappeared. And why? Because there is a internal threat to our basic way of life. And part of getting rid of that basic way of life is eliminating the traditions. I don't know what to say, but we have to start not only addressing the problems in education, K through 12, not only higher education, our colleges and our institutes of higher learning. We have to address that in the home. How many parents are even introducing their kids to the concept of what Thanksgiving represented? And just Thanksgiving alone. I'm not just, we could be talking about capitalism. These kids are being taught socialism is a new idea that hasn't been tried correctly. First of all, I'm going to tell you that socialism really doesn't exist. It's communism. It's nascent communism. All right? And communism is not a new idea, nor is socialism. It's an old idea that has failed everywhere. But they're being taught in grade school that it's a new idea that hasn't been properly implemented yet. We're going to lose this country if we don't start addressing this now. All right. So, back to Commie Mamdani, Mayor Elect of New Yorkistan. Ladies and gentlemen, get in line. Get your round trip tickets to New Yorkistan. Take in the culture. Bask in the beauty, the ambiance, the exquisite environment, all showcased by our lovely burqa babes. Bask in the beauty of the women walking around in their pitch black burqas. I'm telling you, New York, what's the New York fashion industry going to do with a burqa? I don't know, but it's going to be fun to watch. And let me tell you what, if this starts to spread, and I'm going to say it right now, there's going to be a civil war. And this time, the South's going to rise. I don't know what you think, but anyway, that's what I think. All right, talk at you later. Have a great day. This is Route 28, making right turns on US 1 because nobody wants to be wrong.